This morning, got up bright and early, headed outside because I got a bunch of yard work to do because I'm trying to make my house look like somebody lives there. And when I went outside, it was cold, foggy, miserable. And I decided, well, I can stay home, do what I'm supposed to be doing, or I can be me and jump in the truck and head on up in the hills. So guess where we're at. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab the metal detector, grab the backpack, and we're going to kind of hike on down the hill here and just metal detect. And there's a tailings pit down here a little ways. So if we find some cool stuff before we get to the tailings pit, we may just be treasure hunting today. Or if we find nothing and get to the tailings pit, well then we're nugget hunting today. All I know is we're having fun and it's not foggy. Okay, well, we haven't made it very far. As a matter of fact, I could still hit the, well, maybe 20 years ago, I could still hit the truck with a rock. Now, the reason I stopped here is I got a lot of targets right in here, so I thought I'd just scrape the ground a little bit, and this is what I come up with. My magnet is just completely covered with square nails. Now, that's not as important as some of the nails in here are what they call cinched nails. And a cinched nail is a nail that's been driven in and bent over at a 90-degree angle. And there's several of them in here. Well, normally, whenever they built a door, they would cinch the nails if they could. They would bend the end over because the opening and closing of the door would eventually work the nails free. So if you find a spot where you got a lot of cinched nails, if you know, they haven't tore the cabin down and just piled it up somewhere, if the cabin burnt down where it is or whatever, it's a good indication that you are by the front door of the cabin. So that will give you kind of an idea of the layout when you're looking for these treasures. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just kind of detect around here a little bit and just see what kind of stuff I come up with, see if I can find something other than square nails. Well, there's still a ton of iron objects down there, so let's see if we can figure out what they are. And we are still digging up square nails by the ton. Now when you're digging like this, you want to pay close attention to the layers that you're going through. They give you an idea if it's if the stuff is in just all in one layer, then you know it pretty much hasn't been disturbed. If it's all throughout, then that means it could have been, the material could have been pushed here. Now I'm hitting a pocket here that is nothing but square nails. I mean, it's just solid square nails. And we're down about 6 inches, which would be about right for the date. Don't want to go too far with the dirt. Don't want to go any further than we have to, because when it's all said and done, we got to put it back. There is another screw. That's the second screw, which also leans towards a front door, because usually the door mechanism, or latch, or whatever it happens to be, would be screwed on. What I'd like to do is dig under where you're getting the targets, dig past it, And then, because it's much easier to see what you're doing when you're digging forward rather than down. And we're still just digging up a ton of square nails. Okay, well, I'm not seeing anything other than square nails, which leads me to believe that they piled up a bunch of wood here and probably burnt it, because they would not, under normal circumstances, the nails would not be this concentrated. Okay, let me show you the nails. You can see the hole. The hole's maybe a little over a foot square, and I'm about 8 inches deep, and that's the square nails that I've dug out of that hole. Okay, well, we got our quota of square nails for the day, so I'm going to bury this up, and let's head on out and see if we can find something a little more interesting. Okay, just a side note, when you're doing this, you want to make sure periodically you clean your magnet off so there's no more metal on it. That way, when you're digging a new spot, you can tell what you're getting. You know, if you got a cluster of nails and iron on there, and you pick up one more, you won't know unless your magnet's clean. So it's a good idea to clean it pretty regular. Okay, well, I've been detecting around here a bit, and it's obvious there was a cabin here at one time, because there's just targets everywhere, and this is the wrong detector for this. This is too sensitive. So we will definitely be coming back here with the deep box unit and do a little more looking around. So what I think I'm gonna do is pack everything up and jump over the hill a little bit and head towards the pit, see if what's down there. We stopped here because there's several things here that caught my eye, and I wanted to show you guys. Number one is the ground. There's a portion of the ground that has changed colors. Number two is the rocks. They've changed. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Hopefully this is showing it. This here, the red colored ground, this is what's local. This is what the topsoil with all the ground around here looks like. Then we have this kind of a greenish clay looking substance. And there's a strip of this through here, but also along with this, okay, there's a shot of those. Let me show you what else caught my eye. This is going to be a little tougher to show you, but you see this rock here? This here, this is what they call conglomerate. This is a packed mineralized soil. There's quite a bit of this around, but this is the rock that interests me. This shiny, this is an old channel, this is a heavy stone, and as soon as that green soil, clay soil started showing up, these started showing up. Okay, well what we're gonna do now, we'll turn on the detector and let's check this area, because something has changed here. Now if that change indicates gold or not, we don't know. But the rocks are a strong indicator to me. And this different color soil also really piques my interest. So let's fire up the detector, see if there's any targets here. Okay, that's a good sounding target. A little bit loud, which makes me think it might be a nail. But we'll just dig down a little bit. Okay, I don't see anything. Okay, we moved it. Okay, this is icky mud. Okay, got it in my hand. Okay. And I couldn't tell you what we got. Too muddy. Break it down a little more. Okay. Well, that's what it is. Let me wash it off, see what we got. Okay, well, at this point I feel a little silly because I have no idea what this is. It's not gold. It's not lead. I tried biting it. Let me show you. Well, at this point, I think we'll just throw it in a bottle. When we get home, we'll smack it with a hammer, and if it shatters, oh well. If it doesn't, then we're going to have to figure out what it is. Okay, let's get back to detecting. Now this one sounds a little bit better to me. Well, with everything muddy, this is kind of tough. Oh, this one just got easier. It drowned. And it looks like part of an old rivet. Okay, now this spot here is kind of interesting because I got a real loud target, which I'm guessing is probably nail or lead. But there's a little bit of water running through here. So I'm going to try to dig this gravel up, put it in my pan, and see if I can do a little bit of panning. Now there is clay in this. Okay, got to make me a little deeper hole here. Well, it looks like our hunch is right. There is gold here. I'm really surprised at the amount of black sand. Let me show you. Now, grant you, not much gold, but we do have some gold. Okay, you can see right here, we got 3 little pieces in there. I don't know if the camera's showing it, but there's quite a few really fine ones right up there by that one piece. Now, normally I wouldn't bother to save these, but I'm going to go get my snuffer bottle and suck these up because this may be the only gold I get today. So I'll do that, and then we're going to go back to detecting. Okay, well, even though that other spot definitely had gold in it, and it was not a bad looking area, we had to leave that area because it was in the shade and I was getting cold. It's beautiful out here in the sun. So why are we here? Okay, this spot, what caught my eye here is all these sharp rocks here. This is all busted bedrock. And it's thrown up here. You can see over there by my loop, you got smaller gravel, you got larger gravel. They obviously have dug this up and thrown it up here. So we're going to look all around this stuff to see if they by chance threw any gold up here when they were cleaning the bedrock. Because this busted up bedrock tells us that they broke this bedrock up because there was gold in it. So let's grab the detector, see if they left us any gold. Okay, looks like we got a target right here. Okay. Yep, I think it was iron because I got a piece of iron on my rake. Yep, a piece of iron. Okay, moving on. Well, I've been detecting, I'm guessing a couple hours now, And the good news is there hasn't been a lot of targets. The bad news is none of them have been gold. But I just picked up another bullet here. Let me show you what I've found so far. A couple of 22 shells, actually 3. This is kind of interesting. This is looks like a piece of copper. I don't know what it used to be. Then there's our little part of a rivet we found earlier. And 1 nail. I'm going to just leave everything right here and I'm going to take a quick lap, see if I can find some larger boulders with some good looking gravel around it. And if so, that's where we'll head because we're getting short on time. Okay, right here, I really like the looks of this area. These rocks don't look so good, but then these are bedrock. But there's pieces of really good looking rocks in here. Here's a nice rock. This is a good looking rock, but there's some really nice, big, well-worn boulders in here. So we're in the heavy flow of the river. So let's grab the detector and see if we can find anything in this area. It's been quite a while. A lot of iron targets later, but we're on the board. I've finally got a piece of gold. And the good news is I got a few more targets right in the area where I found this. Now this is really small, but it's gold. Let me show you. It's pretty flat, but it's a piece of gold. Okay, now that sun's getting over pretty far, so it's going to be really hard to see in the shade. But I got that piece of gold out of right here. Now, I got another target right below it. Okay, we'll dig that one up with the camera running. Oop, gotta get that out of there. Well, we moved it. Okay. I wonder if it can be this piece of quartz. Nope. Nope. Oh, another piece of gold. And that is as small as the first one, but a little thicker. So let me show you. With the sun the way it is, I got no idea how well it's showing it, but there's our second piece. Okay, we'll finish checking this area. That sounds really good to me. Let me check this chunk of quartz. Nope. Can't blame a guy for trying. Okay. Well, we moved it. Oh, first grab. Like it might be a piece of iron. Nope. I don't see anything. Oh, it's a piece of gold. Another tiny piece of gold. All right, let me show you. See right there? This one's probably the chunkiest one out of the three, but still pretty small. Okay, let's see if we can find a number 4. Well, that's definitely a piece of iron, but we'll dig it up just in case. Yep, was a little tiny piece of a nail. Okay, well, I detected this whole area and nothing, not so much as a squeak. And I even scraped some of the rocks off the top and tried it again, thinking, if there's some more little pieces, got to get as close as you can, but nothing. So then I headed on out this way and found some real nice big boulders, and I actually found some exposed bedrock. Some of it's been busted up and stacked, and others was still in place, but nothing, not so much as a squeak. The only target I did pick up, it's old tobacco tin, and nope, it's not full of gold coins or full of gold or anything, not even tobacco. Okay, well, I'm going to gather my stuff up. I got stuff spread all over the place. I'm going to gather it all up and kind of detect my way back to the truck, and you can be sure if I come across anything, I'll turn the camera on. If not, I'll see you back at the truck. Well, we're back at the truck, and I'm calling this a pretty good day. I'm still in a short sleeve shirt. I got gold in my pack, and we haven't seen one bit of fog. Now, it's been kind of a short day because I got off to a late start, and this time of year, days don't last very long. Okay, well, I'm going to pack everything up in the truck, and we'll make a run for the house, and I'll see you guys back at the house. Well, we're back at the house, and first thing, our little nugget that I could not figure out what it was, well, took it out back, smacked it with a hammer, and it did dent. It didn't shatter, so I put a little nitric acid on it, and it's lead, so there went my nugget. But we still got the other 3, so what do you say we throw them on the scale and see how we did? Okay, let's throw our 3 pieces on here, and looks like we have 0.94 grams. Well, almost a gram. Hey, I'm not complaining. I've had worse days. I'm planning on heading back up there. I want to go over that area where we found all those nails. I'm going to take a different detector in there and take a little better look at that area. And then down in that, if I have the time next trip up, I'm going to head way down to the end of that tailings pit, kind of like I was right there at the end of the day, and I wanted to go further. So we may do another treasure hunting, nugget hunting video, because I kind of want to check them both out. Okay, well, that's all I got for you now, so I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful day.